Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? Justice7 here, back again from the OGC, and today we're discussing a little methodology I like to break down around leads to conversions, right? And really, what good is a lead if they are not converting at the end of the day, right? So I want to break down some of these core principles to get you rocking in your business. Absolutely, as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new here, so you're tuned into all the future videos we have dropping here, as we always will. And definitely, this was a great live we had straight out of my original chapters marketing group over on Facebook. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. And really just go ahead and dive it in. So without further ado, I think we should just kind of go ahead here and let's get this party started, right? Leads to conversions, right? Well, let's see what we got here now. All right, so today, like I said, leads to conversions. You know, we're discussing really, what good is a lead if they're not converting? I know that's a lot of things that we all kind of face sometimes. So I want to go ahead and, just make sure that we are on the right path when we're talking about this. And as I'm pulling this up, I'm going to make sure, just in case you got any questions, I'm going to pull this up on the iPad real quick here. Make sure I turn this volume all the way down because I know I'm always hearing myself screaming, it feels like, when I'm over here listening to an iPad. All right, there we go. Looks like we're live and in action. So like I said, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so leads to conversions, right? So first and foremost, I kind of like, to keep a lead, to keep or not keep a lead, that is the question, right? I couldn't help it. You guys can't see that little last bit. It's probably for the best. It's a little cheesy, but at the end of the day, just trying to get the point across here. Really, we run across this all the time, whether, I have a long list of leads. You hear people talking about building an email list, building it on Facebook organically like I do myself and so many of you guys do here. And we really try to think, who's the best lead, weeding the best from the others, who do we need to focus our time on the most, right? And once you can kind of start getting good at really knowing where to nail your time on, it's going to be super powerful for you down the line, all right? So, but once again, that's something that comes with process and consistency, which we're going to talk about later. Really, let's just talk about at its core, right? At its core, the core goal from any lead is just to lead to a sale, right? At its simplest form. And that's really why I kind of called this one, or I can say I call this growing your audience. That's funny I did that. Either way, what I really meant was leading to conversions, because that's it. So if you thought we were growing your audience today, we're doing it a little different way. So either way, so lead to conversions, So that's the real goal here. We're talking about converting and really trying to make a lead and turn them into a sale, aka a client, and just manifest that there. All right. So I want to kind of break this down to something a little simple here. Something here where I kind of call the fork in the road. You kind of come across this all the time, especially if you're dealing with this organically, and if you're actually conversing with people in your audience, which is what you should be doing if you're doing this organically, especially on Facebook. And for you guys just jumping in here, go ahead and drop a hashtag live too and hit that like button. I see you guys doing it already. I love it. I love it. So like I said, fork in the road here now. We're talking short game versus long game. All right, now, hey, the names, that should give it away enough, but really, I think just being aware of it and knowing how you're going to now address it, a certain lead, because at the end of the day, people are hurting themselves all the time being what I'm going to show you, these negative aspects that they're kind of bringing out there. So let's talk short game, long game, right? Short game lane, long game road. Okay, so you see it all the time right now. And this is you're driving your fancy little Jeep, driving your little, your Facebook ride, your TikTok ride, whatever it is you may be doing, and you're running into leads, and now you pretty much come to a fork in the road almost every time. Right, almost every time if you're realistic, think about it. And I'm going to break this down for you. The short game lane, right? Now, if you ask me, I'm a big fan of the short game, right? So I'm not by any means saying it's one or the other every time. That's why there's a fork in the road, because it's going to come up, and you have to now start to juggle and find out how to really maneuver in this lane here, right? So on the short game lane side, that's really now where you're getting more kind of straight to the point, right? You're finding out, of course, where we should be scoping and realizing whether or not people are actually someone we can help. And of course, there's someone we can help. Now, short game lane, long game road, we're taking either one of those, right? So now the question comes, how, for lack of a better way of putting it, how aggressively do we kind of, in another way, maybe tough choice of words, attack the lead, right? Just roll with me there, right? How fast we kind of attack the lead? Are we playing the long game? road or you're playing the short game lane. And so, like I said, I've always been a big fan. I'm a big fan of both, but especially early in my journey, I was a big fan of short game lane. That's how I got my first 10K month was through short game lane, and honestly, I still use it a lot today. All right, so like I said, I'm not hating on one or the other side here, but short game lane is really more so getting more direct and really getting to your execution in a much faster fashion, right? I say getting your execution within 24 to 48 hours of really engaging with the lead, right? And usually the reason that short game lane even stretches out 48 hours is because maybe there's some delay between messages, or you go to sleep one night, you continue the conversation the next day, and you keep that ball moving right there, right? So with that being said, for short game lane there, that's something where you have to be careful, because you see a lot of people where, once again, they're attacking too hard. They're using the word attack and they're just being too vicious with it. So now, just being delicate and knowing when short game lane is appropriate, right? And when I say execute, I don't mean, you have to be now throwing your link their way within the first 24 to 48 hours, right? I mean more so taking them down your funnel. And so many people, you hear the word funnel, first thing you think of is Russell Brunson, right? I'm really talking about your sales funnel, your sales process, bringing them down that lane there. And that's something that I hope that you guys at least kind of are working on, and if not, have in your system, because without a sales process, things get really mucky. You're getting murky waters there if you don't have one. So that's the short game lane. Now over to long game road. The biggest mistakes that I see are people who jump into short game lane when really long game road is their winner, right? But the problem is, we're going to dive into what the problem with that is a lot of the time. But really, long game road is when, just as it sounds, you're playing the long game here, right? And yeah, the long game could be anywhere from, it could even sometimes be a week, 2 weeks, up to, I've seen sales from back to 4, 5, 6 months, where basically seed has been planted and you're taking the long road, right? Let's break this down to miles quickly. Short game lane might be about a mile, maybe a little mile run, just a quick little thing. Long game road could be 100 mile, 200, 300 mile road there. You're a highway all the way down, right? So let's keep that in mind now, because really I'm trying to break this down so you realize it's as simple as that. And if you are keeping on with your strategy, long game road can be so powerful there. And we're going to talk about kind of why I said people are messing up, especially on the long game road side and even the short game lane side, and not knowing when to really decipher and what to choose in the right moments. So really, I kind of call this, the self-inflicting pain. Really what I'm kind of talking about here is don't hurt yourself over nothing. And when I say that, I'm aiming at both sides really, but especially at those short game ones, right? For the short game lane, it's like, really, if you're out here just pitching on the first message, right? Giving your link too early, not being careful and reading the situation, you're really inflicting pain on yourself, because you're just hurting yourself and you're not giving yourself the chance that you deserve. And honestly, if you've been sharpening your strategy, sharpening your branding and your authority, you can still hurt yourself just as much. You're doing all this positivity, and now all of a sudden, by you messing up and jumping, bring them down short game lane when you should be taking them down the long road, the long game road here, that's going to mess you up, okay? So once again, that's what I mean. Don't hurt yourself over nothing. And really what I mean by that is these negative approaches. Really you're messing yourself up by not detaching, right? You're not detaching from the sale, and it's leading you to be these next two things especially. It's leading you to be too thirsty, right? You're too thirsty. For those who, let me put in a different kind of terms for you there. You're being too aggressive, right? You're jumping the gun. You're being, all you can think about is, even like as D says right there, you're thinking about your bank account. You're thinking about, I got bills to pay. I need this sale. This lead here has to be the one, right? And so if that's not the case, maybe they're the one, but once again, you can't go into it thinking that way. I've said this before and I'll say it again, right? People need to realize that when you go into a conversation, it's best to assume that no one's going to buy. Now, I don't mean that you affect your strategy by thinking that way. What I really mean is that if you just assume that no one's going to buy, that means when someone does buy, it's a beautiful, it's not to say a beautiful miracle, but basically, it's just a great happy ending, right? Expect the worst, hope for the best. Go into that with that mentality. And obviously you do your best to, you bring out your best stuff, But just don't go into it thinking that this is a done deal and this is the one just because he responded to you in the way that you think is, oh, I got him. You know, so once again, maybe you feel like you got him, but at the end of the day, don't hurt yourself by not detaching from the sale, by being too thirsty, being too aggressive, and just thinking about your bank account the whole time, right? Like, why are we in this? Why are we in this? Whether it's in the wealth niche, the health niche. If you know me, I'm always saying those are the top two niches to be in, because you really want to be in something in demand, something evergreen, and those are not going anywhere. Okay, so once again, what's the difference maker, right? Right now, the difference maker, what that's going to be here is that light bulb moment for you, when really it's going to come from a bunch of different things, and it's going to allow you to navigate that fork in the road, as we showed earlier, so much more successfully, right? So much more successfully. So that's really why you need to have this light bulb moment as soon as possible. And this is you having that light bulb moment, right? You were before in your Jeep trying to decide short game lane, long game road, which is for you. And now all of a sudden you're pulling up to the fork and you got the confidence, and it's coming because of specific reasons. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't a coincidence. You have the light bulb moment happening, and it's for a reason. All right. So you're taking the right approach now, right? You're going up to the fork in the road and you're thinking, I'm here to help others, right? It's like I said, if you're in the health niche, you're in the wealth niche, it doesn't matter where you are, honestly. We're in this, at its core, affiliate marketing, right, is promoting other people's products. And even if you're not an affiliate, you're into internet marketing, promoting your own business, whatever that may be, that's totally fine. I'm just going to use affiliate marketing for this quick example here. In affiliate marketing, you're promoting other people's products. In every situation that this is going on, it should be a win for three different people, right? It should be a win for the company that you're promoting for, because they just got a new client, right? That's a win for them. It's a win for your client, for their client, aka the prospects slash the person you got a sale for, right? It's a win for them because they're actually been offered something that can truly help them, move them down the path towards their goals, because you've gone through what their goals are and how you can help them achieve it. And then obviously the final win is for you there, right? The fact that you have now gotten a sale, like I said, maybe you bumped up your bank account that little bit there, just so you're looking for. And really, that's the ideal opportunity. That's the ideal situation every time. So keep that in mind that the goal here is to help others. So if it's not a win all around, then that's going to mess you up, and it's going to cause you to now take the wrong approach when you're heading that fork in the lane right there, right? So how to really help yourself do this better? Begin to trust your gut, right? Trust your gut and trust your instincts. You know, really the way that this is going to happen, as I stress this all the time too, it improves through consistency. I think like anything, you know, really your mindset, consistency, these are two pieces that I don't think anyone can have a successful online business or business period without that. You have a poor mindset, you're not leaving the harbor, right? Your boat's gonna be docked for days and you're not going anywhere. If you don't have the consistency, you know, what happens if you're swimming in the ocean, you stop swimming, you're about to drown, right? So you could be swimming in the pool, same situation, right? So at the end of the day, you need consistency, and that's gonna grow your, like I said, be able to now trust your gut and your instincts and realize what's the right way to go, right? You know, like I said, we're talking about whether or not a lead is worth it. And at the end of the day, you're going to start to realize that, know who you can spend your time with in the short term, and then prioritize who you need to spend your time with in the long term, who you need to keep an eye out for in the long term, and differentiate the two. Because once again, I see a lot of people mess up where instead of taking them down long game road, they say, no, I want this now. I need this now. And they go ahead and they make their offer when it's too early. You know, they're a minute down short game lane, and all of a sudden they've messed themselves up, shot themselves in the foot, and now the lead knows them, and they just start, all trust is lost. All trust is lost, okay? So I'm telling you, that's super crucial there, and it comes through consistency and being able to trust your instincts and read a situation. You know, I say it all the time. A lot of these conversations, leads, however you're conversing with them, it's different every time, but it's the same every time. All right, I'll let you think on that one right there. Focus on bringing them towards the close. All right, I want to put this piece right here because this is something I preach all the time too. The perfect sale goes down the straight line, right? Once again, let's just picture a straight line. The perfect sale's going right past it, right through it. You know, everything's going smoothly. You talk to them, you can help them, they buy, right? This rarely happens. If you've made a sale, you know this rarely happens. Your first one you got, maybe you've been struggling for a long time and you happen to run into those situations. And that's how you get your first sale. So kudos to you. You've been staying consistent and it paid off. But once again, we all know that's not the case. 9 out of 10 times, 19 out of 20 times, 29 out of 30 times, that's not the case. So now it's up to us to guide whether it's a short-term or long-term approach, right? Up to us to know how we're supposed to handle a lead and take them down that line, take them down that path. And once again, it might be a little rocky path. It might be a little more curves than you expected. But at the end of the day, as long as you have that goal in mind, you're going to always be able to now really know what good is that lead if they're not converting. They might just not be converting yet. All right, so that I want you guys to really sit there and think about that, and just think about how you're going with your approach right now in your business. Because at the end of the day, this can change you. This can change you, and this can start getting you some results a lot faster. And it might, once again, it might not be faster as in short game road or short game lane, but it's faster as in you're making the right decisions. So now, 2 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, you're reaping those benefits, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. We all know this, all right? So go ahead and just take this, and I hope you guys got a ton of value from this. Like I said, smash that love button. You guys got some value here. I'm always around. I'm always happy to answer any kind of questions too. You know the deal. And once again, I'm dropping a masterclass, and maybe by the time you've seen this, I already had the masterclass out, so you'll be able to go ahead and get access for that. But right now, I'm doing it so it's live for people, and basically it's limited spots at the moment. So make sure if you want access to that, drop a hashtag CCC. This is the 3C's Masterclass, all about this topic and that much more in depth. So make sure you guys go ahead and jump in on that. And if there's no other questions, I'll let you guys get back to it. Like I said, keep up what you're doing. Stay consistent. You can see here, nothing here is rocket science, right? It's just all about doing the right thing and making sure that you're catering the people you're supposed to be catering to. We're building an audience of buyers. Let's make sure we're doing our job and actually catering this audience, and so they can now convert them in the future and do what we came here to do, right? Help others, help a client, help a company, help yourself. All right, so now, like I said, great seeing you guys here today. I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way through. Make sure you go ahead and like this if you got a ton of value from, which I hope you did. Subscribe to the channel, and absolutely go ahead and join us in our Original Chapters community. Links right down there in the description. And as always, you are designed to become who you choose to be. I'll see you later.